Hi everybody. We were studying lesson number 7, nesting habits of birds. So, can you tell me what is the home of a bird called? Who built it? Yes, we have studied that our homes are built by masons. But who built the bird nest? A bird home is called a nest. A bird builds its own nest. Why do they build the nest? When the birds have to lay eggs, they build the nest, which is their home. Now, what is hatching? When the eggs are laid, the mother or father bird sits on them to keep them warm. After a few days or a week, the egg breaks open and baby bird called chick comes out of it. This is called hatching. How do the parent birds take care of their young one? Most chick or the baby birds do not have feather when they are born. They are helpless, just like the baby of a human being. Are they able to do their own work when they are born? No, not at all. In the same way, the chick or a small bird is also helpless. It depends on its parents for everything. So the parents look after the bird, the baby bird, they protect it, they feed it until it can look after itself and learn to fly. Now, can you identify the picture? What it is? Right, it's a picture of a bird hatching from an egg. Now, let us proceed with the story. In the previous session, we saw that the talkative parrot told Appu the elephant why the birds want to build the nest. How do the birds reproduce? Now, let us proceed with the story. Appu asked the birds, "Now tell me about your nest. What kind of nest you build? What are the materials required to build the nest?" So, another bird started telling Appu about the things used to build the nest. Let us have a look at the things which the birds use to build their nest. Now, the first thing is twigs. Twigs are small thin branch of a plant. Second is leaves, cotton, feathers, pebbles. Pebbles means small smooth stones. Mud, reed. Reed are the plant having tall thin leaves. So these are the materials used by different birds to build their nest. We will see it again. The materials used by the bird to build the nest are twigs, leaves, cotton, feathers, pebbles, mud, and reed. Now, in the story, what happens? Appu the elephant tells the birds to tell him what kind of nest they want to build and where do they want to build the nest and about different material used by the birds to build the nest. So, let us study in detail about different kind of bird nests. Now, this is the nest of a weaver bird. Isn't it beautiful? Right. Now, the nest of a weaver bird looks like a ball. Yes, it is a ball-like nest which hangs from trees. You must have seen this kind of nest somewhere while moving around. It has an opening at the bottom through which the bird enters and leaves. So, what kind of nest does a weaver bird have? Yes, it has a ball-like nest. Now, as the name suggests, it is what? A weaver bird. So, a weaver bird weaves its nest. It uses a variety of plant material to build their nests, including strips of grass, leaves, twigs, root, etc. A weaver bird has a strong conical beak which it uses to cut blades of grass that it will use while building the nest. In this way, the weaver bird told the elephant how it builds the nest. Now, this is the nest of a tailor bird. Now, what does the tailor do? Yes, the tailor stitches our clothes. In the same way as the name suggests, what does the tailor bird do? Let us see, this is the nest of a tailor bird. So, the tailor bird stitches leaves together to make a nest. So, what does the tailor bird do? It stitches leaves together to make a nest. Tailor birds get their name from the way the nest is constructed. Right, it is constructed by sewing two big leaves together. The edges of a large leaf is pierced, means small holes are made in the edges of the leaf, and the leaves are sewn together with the help of plant fiber or spider silk, or they take kind of threads which they use to make to sew two leaves together. In this way, the tailor bird makes its nest by stitching leaves together. Now, what is it? An eagle's nest. So, how does the eagle make it nest? The nest of an eagle. An eagle builds its nest high on trees or cliffs with sticks and twigs. So, what does the eagle use to make the nest? Right, sticks and twigs. And where does it build its nest? High on trees or cliffs. Eagle usually build their nest in the tallest tree. The nest is built high. It is found near water bodies where they can get sufficient supply of food. So, an eagle builds its nest high on tree or cliffs with sticks and twigs. Now, this is the nest of a stork. A nest of a stork. A stork builds its nest on trees with sticks. As we saw the picture of the nest, we could see that the nest was built up of sticks. Now they build their nest in wetlands, flooded river plains, farm meadows or pastures. Now what are meadows or pastures? The land covered with grass or a piece of grassland is called a meadow or a pasture. So the nest of a stork is built on trees with sticks. It also built their nest on wetlands or flooded river plains. This is the nest of a woodpecker. You know that the woodpecker makes a hole in the bark in the trunk of the tree with the help of its beak. So, where is the nest of a woodpecker? A woodpecker makes a hole in a tree trunk and uses it as nest. Woodpecker makes the tree hollow by digging into it. Yes, it digs the hole into the trunk of the tree and makes its own nest. So, a woodpecker makes a hole in a tree trunk and uses it as nest. It makes a tree hollow by digging into it. It takes about 3 weeks to build the nest. Their old nest are used by other birds as their home. As they leave the nest after the baby bird called chick learns to fly. Now, the next nest. Yes, what is that? That's a swan's nest. Now, where does a swan live? Yes, it lives in the water bodies, in or near the water bodies. So, a nest of a swan builds its nest on the ground near the water bodies using reeds and grass. So, the purpose of swan or any other bird building a nest is to give a secure and safe place to its eggs and raise the eggs into a chick until the chick becomes independent and it can learn to fly. The swan birds are freshwater birds. Their nests are found in or near still water. So, a swan builds its nest on the ground near the water bodies using reeds and grass. Now, a swallow bird's nest. Yes, this is a picture of a swallow's nest. A nest of a swallow. Some kinds of swallows build nests on cliffs and walls with muds. So, what is a cliff? Yes, a cliff is a high mountain peak, and on the walls they build the nest using mud, which they collect into their beak and mix it with grass stems. They usually build the nest inside the building. So, the swallow builds the nest on cliffs and walls with mud. Now, this is the nest of the penguin. In the previous session, we studied that the penguins do not build the nest. Yes, the emperor or king penguins do not build the nest. Now, there are other variety or species of penguins which build the nest. So, as you could see in the picture, the nests were built with stones. Now, the nests are made in a wide variety of locations. And can you tell me why? Because according to the place where they live, different species make different kind of nest. It can be in rock, in a burrow, etc. Usually the emperor penguin or the king penguin lay their eggs on the platform of stones. So emperor penguins and king penguins do not build the nest. Rest of the penguin species build its nest with stones. In this way, today we saw and discussed about the nest of various birds like a weaver bird, a tailor bird, the nest of an eagle, nest of a stork, a woodpecker, a swan bird's nest, nest of a swallow, and the nest of the penguin. So, what happened in the story? All the birds told Appu the elephants about the kind of nest they build. the material they use to build the nest. Now, all of you also know how these birds make their nest and what are the material used by the birds to build the nest. Today we studied that different birds build their nest using different material like twigs, leaves, cotton, feathers, pebbles, mud, etc. And also we saw that the birds build their nest in different locations. Some build their nest near the water bodies, like the swan. The nest of some birds, like the weaver bird, look like a hanging ball. The nest of a tailor bird. Yes, they stitch two leaves together to make a nest. An eagle builds a nest high on a branch of a tree with the help of sticks. A stork also makes its nest with the help of sticks. A woodpecker digs a hole inside the tree to make a nest. A swallow makes the nest with the help of mud. And about the penguins, what do they use to build the nest? Yes, they use stones to build their nest. Now, we are going to end this session here.